Kamala Harris is exploiting trauma victims of Hurricane Milton, and it's not going to work. Her polls are not looking good. There's been news breaking this evening. And by the way, hello, my name is Carl Jackson. This is the last segment of the show. Please be sure to follow the program at The Carl Jackson Show on all things social media. At X at Carl Jackson Show. Check out my podcast, The Carl Jackson Show. Okay, so here's the news. I'm in Orlando, Florida. We've just experienced Hurricane Milton. The news is devastating for many. I was blessed for whatever reason. I believe God spared us a lot of destruction, but a lot of my fellow Floridians are hurting, so keep them in your prayers. 12 deaths, still over 3.5 million people as I broadcast this evening that are out of power. Also, Tampa Bay Rays, their stadium, the roof was torn off. So just to give you an idea of how devastating the winds were right near me, I mean, devastating floods. But Kamala Harris tried to exploit some of the trauma victims, and I'm calling them trauma victims because if you've never experienced a hurricane, if you've never experienced what it's like to lose property, to be out of power, even for just a few days, it's amazing. You can go absolutely insane, but a lot of people are losing their possessions. We saw that with Hurricane Helene, and this is a woman that is criticizing our governor, Ron DeSantis, and it isn't going well for her at all. Also, Trump has come out with a new plan on making sure that that the auto industry, if you buy a new car, what he's advocating for is that you will get a tax deduction on the interest rate of that vehicle, which is a very great idea. Kamala Harris, again, isn't doing well. There's new polls out that suggest that she's struggling amongst working class voters in the state of Michigan. You have Gretchen Whitmer, at least according to this report, telling her she's got to show up more. She's got to be honed in on her economic policies. There's also new polling out that shows that she's losing ground amongst Latino men in Arizona and Nevada, obviously swing states that are going to be extremely crucial to win this presidential election for Kamala Harris. But I want to play some videos for you. And then I want to share with you some information because Kamala Harris hasn't been around for several of our tropical storms and hurricanes. Governor DeSantis is absolutely right about this. So here's Kamala Harris first attempting to politicize Hurricane Milton. Let's roll clip number 8, please, Gabe.
And we've been laser focused on leveraging all resources available, including from the federal government. And I've been in touch with both FEMA and the president, as well as marshaling all our state agencies and working to support our local communities. And so for Kamala Harris to try to say that my sole focus on the people of Florida is somehow selfish is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts. And so what I think is selfish is her trying to blunder into this. No. And here's the thing. She has no role. No, she has no role in this process. I'm in contact with the President of the United States. I'm in contact with FEMA director. I'm obviously managing all our state agencies. We're supporting all our local government. And I will say this. I've had storms under both President Trump and President Biden, and I've worked well with both of them. She's the first one who's trying to politicize the storm, and she's doing that just because of her campaign. She's trying to get some type of an edge. She knows she's doing poorly. And so she's playing these political games. I don't have time for political games.
That was actually Governor Ron DeSantis responding. That was my bad. Governor Ron DeSantis responding to Kamala Harris. She starts a fight with the governor of Florida while we are enduring a hurricane and after her and Biden's disastrous response to Hurricane Helene and FEMA's response to Hurricane Helene, obviously under their guidance. So let's go back real quick. Let's play. I apologize about this, Gabe. Let's run video clip number 9.
But this is going to be different than they've been before. And I know a lot of folks might think, I've been through this. I grew up here. I've seen it all. I'll be fine. This one is going to be different. And that's why I called the governor about what Florida has received in terms of impact. We have to have an agreement that at some point we all need to work together to combine resources, especially federal, state, and local resources around these kinds of disasters. And I think it's a shame that that hasn't happened. But Look, it has at the local level and with, other state elected.
So it has happened at the local level. You mean the level that it always happens at? You mean state and local level? When we ask for your help and then you come in, that's what's supposed to happen. This is a woman that has played no part in the process. She's such a fake and a phony. I want to play another video clip for you real quick. This is video clip number 5. Kamala Harris being busted in a Zoom call, being fed questions by her aides. Let's go ahead and roll it, please, Gabe.
Flood. We really got to watch those areas and those communities. So it takes quite a while for that water to drain.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Ken, I have a question for you. You mentioned words matter, and I know there's a lot of media following this briefing.
Okay, so that's Kamala Harris being busted, telling some of her staffers that she's on a live broadcast while she's trying to fake the funk and pretend like she's actually doing something for the citizens of Florida. And nothing could be further from the truth. Guys, let me just give you some of the tropical storms and hurricanes that Kamala Harris hasn't bothered to pay attention to since she and Joe Biden have been in the White House. Now, all of a sudden, she's trying to pretend and act like she's in control of the situation. Nothing could be further from the truth. So here I have in my formerly fingerprinted fingertips all of the tropical storms and hurricanes that Kamala Harris has ignored over the last several years that have occurred in Florida while she's been vice president. We had Tropical Storm Ursa. We had Tropical Storm Fred. We had Tropical Storm Mindy. We had Tropical Storm Alex. We had Hurricane Ian. We had Hurricane Nicole. All of these under the watch of the Biden-Harris administration. We've had Tropical Storm Arlene. We've had Hurricane Idalia. We've had Hurricane Lee. We've had Hurricane Debbie. And of course, you've seen the disaster with Hurricane Helene, where literally she didn't show her face, or she took this meeting, if you will, with the FEMA director on when she was in Air Force 2. And meanwhile, she was pretending like she was really talking to somebody, I guess, when her iPhone earplugs weren't even hooked up. Her papers were blank. The lady is a complete and utter fraud. And plus, that was 3 days after the federal government and FEMA should have been on the ground. We cannot rely on big government. This lady is a disaster. And that is exactly why she's starting to lose the middle class. And now she wants to try to exploit Hurricane Milton. And Governor DeSantis is right. The reason why she's trying to interject herself into the trauma that Floridians are experiencing as a result of Hurricane Milton, and also as a result of Hurricane Helene, because many Floridians were impacted by that, as well as the Appalachian Mountains, is because she is not doing well. Her campaign is not doing well. I've already told you that she's losing Latino men. All right. Biden was doing much better than Kamala Harris by about 20 points when it comes to over 20 points when it comes to Latino men. She's not doing well. The same is true with the working class. You had Trump in Detroit, Michigan, announcing that he was going to enact he was going to make interest rates on car loans tax deductible. Let's play that real quick. This is video clip number 1. Please, Gabe.
Today, I am also announcing that as part of our tax cuts, we will make interest on car loans fully deductible. So a man a lot of you people are in the car industry.
We can actually stop it there for the sake of time. But that was a great announcement. I think it's a great idea. I would couple that with, I think we need to end subsidies for EVs. I also think that, listen, I know a lot of kids don't know how to drive manual transmissions anymore, but start with a Toyota Tercel. I think you have to help kids fall in love with freedom again. And one of the ways you help them do that, in my opinion, in the modern era, is make sure that they fall in love with vehicles. And I think that's extremely important. The left would love nothing more than to make sure that all voters are consolidated into these cities where they can control us. They can control where we go. They can control the things that we enjoy, so on, et cetera. That's their aim. And that's why I love cars. That's why I love freedom. We've got to make the car industry great again. Also, we don't have time for the video clip in this particular during this particular block. But you guys know that 60 Minutes literally edited some of Kamala's word salad this week when it came to speaking about her relationship with Israel. I mean, I spoke to Josh Hammer earlier on this, and then we get this breaking news that video was edited by 60 Minutes. Kamala Harris's campaign has come out and said that wasn't done by her administration. Whether that's true or not, we all know that the state media, that CBS, MSNBC, CNN, all of these people are basically, all of these media outlets are basically in bed with the DNC. They'd like nothing more than to see Kamala Harris win. Guys, listen, we cannot afford another 4 years of Kamala Harris. The economy isn't good with her. Foreign policy isn't good with her, nor domestic policy. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in to this edition of the Carl Jackson Show podcast. Until next time, don't grow weary doing good. God bless you. A large retail store just canceled a huge order, leaving MyPillow with tons of extra MyPillows. But you know what? Their loss is your gain. For the first time ever, you can get a standard classic MyPillow for wholesale prices for just $14.88. But it gets better. For a limited time, they're offering their entire classic collection at wholesale prices. You can get queen size MyPillows for just $18.88 or upgrade to a king for $1 more. You can get the body pillows for $29.88 and multi-use MyPillows for just $9.88. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code Carl. I spell it with a C, or call 800-858-0263 to take advantage of wholesale pricing for the first time ever. On top of that, receive free shipping on orders that are over $75. There has never been an offer this low before. There are limited quantities at this price, so the limit is 10, and once they're gone, they are gone. Go to MyPillow.com or give them a call at 800-858-0263 and use the promo code Carl to get the standard MyPillow for only $14.88. That is the lowest price ever. Don't delay. Order today. Use promo code Carl.